We're here with Dr. Michael Weber from the University of Texas. You had some pretty eye-opening stats about Texas' energy production as it compares to around the world, but it also applies to how much we consume. Why do Texans in particular consume so much energy?
We use a lot of energy for a couple of reasons. One thing is we have big houses that we air condition in the summer. Secondly, we have big cars and we drive long distances. Thirdly, we have a very energy-intensive industry for cement, manufacturing, chemicals, energy, making things for the rest of the world. And fourth, we just have a cultural attachment to energy consumption. Energy consumption has made us so much money over the last 100 years. We kind of like to use it a lot because it makes us think we'll get richer. So those four things combined make Texas a very highly energy-consumptive state.
Of all the renewable energy sources, which of them has the best chance of catching on here in Texas?
The renewable sources provide a variety of benefits, so depending on whether you want electricity or liquid fuels, there are different winners and losers. In electricity, wind has been the big winner over the last decade in Texas and will continue to win for several years at least, but solar is catching on quickly as prices drop. So I expect a very big decade for solar in Texas over the next 10 years, kind of similar at least in rate of growth as what we saw with wind in the last decade. And then we have other opportunities with geothermal. We've got a lot of oil and gas wells that produce hot water by accident. We can use that hot water to make electricity, so that will be good for geothermal. In the liquid fuels world, biofuels will do well because of congressional mandate, but there really aren't that many other options.
Is it purely a price issue with changing the mindset of the general public and not just the early adopters?
Price is a big driver for behavior in the United States because we tend to value money, so that's one big thing to think about. But we have other cultural draws. Some people want to use less energy because they care about the environment. Some people want to use less energy because they care about national security and energy security. Some people just want to save money, so they want to use less energy at home to have their bills be smaller. So there are a variety of motivations that affect behavior, but price ends up being a big one.
You mentioned, switching to another topic, you mentioned how the drought is affecting power plants around the state. Will you talk a little bit about the issues the drought is causing for energy production here?
In Texas, we have a situation that's the same around the world, which is we use a lot of water for energy production, energy conversion, energy use. And if we have water scarcity, like we've seen in Texas with droughts, it can actually put at risk some of our energy production. We might not have the water we need to grow biofuels crops or water we need for shale or oil production, and we might not have the water we need to cool power plants. So as the drought continues, it puts some of these power plants at risk especially. Those are the nearest term risks, and that might affect how much energy we have available for other purposes.
What type of time frame are you talking with these problems?
These problems are here and now, or coming within the next few months if the drought continues. So a couple good rains might solve it for us. So one of our policy options is to pray for rain. If that doesn't work, we might want to look into other technologies for generating power at the power sector, or different cooling technologies so that we need less water for that cooling.